Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Goodrow. I'm a freshman at the University of Pennsylvania. Today I will be going over practice SAT 10, no calculator section. I hope you find great value in this webinar. Let's begin. So for the first question, we have 2z plus 1 is equal to z. What value of z satisfies the equation above? So we can rewrite the equation on top because that's what I like to do. So it sets everything up. And then I can subtract the 2z on both sides to get 1 by itself, and then z minus 2z gives you negative z, and then you can divide by the negative 1 to get rid of to get z by itself, and you get z is equal to -1. And that is your answer for question 1, choice B. There's a simple question starting it off. Question 2. A television with the price of $300 is to be purchased with an initial payment of $60 and weekly payments of $30. Which of the following equations can be used to find the number of weekly payments W required to complete the purchase, assuming there are no tax or fees? So from this, I can tell this is like a linear type of problem because it says it has an initial payment and then there are weekly payments, and then the total is 300. So we can set the equation to as 300 is equal to the initial payment, which is the y-intercept. And then we have to add, because you have to get to a total price of $300 because that's what the goal is. And then so it would be $30 times W weeks because it's every week. And then so we can calculate the number of weeks to get to 300, but that's not what they're asking. They're just asking for the equations that can be used to find the number of weekly payments to complete the 300, the weekly purchase, the purchase, which is $300. So if you try to match it to what the equation that they gave us, it is choice C. That's how you do question 2. You just have the tip for this question would be to make sure you're reading the question well and understanding that they have clues within the wording, so you understand what they're looking for and what information to use when. Question 3. The table above shows shipping charges for an online retailer that sells sporting goods. There's a linear relationship between the shipping charge and the weight of the merchandise. Which function can be used to determine the total shipping charge in dollars for an order with merchandise weight of X pounds? So the way to do this would be you can always use the data points, which is what will do. So instead the tip I would give to everybody would be to not to use the first data point, because a lot of times they give you the first data point and it works with some of the choices, so you can't get rid of every single point. So the best way would be to do is by using the second or third point, or like choose a point that is easiest to calculate without a calculator. In this case, we could use the 10 and the 2189, because if you multiply something by 10, you just have to move the decimal point with money or any type of number. So let's try the 10. We plug in, this would be the X value, this would be the Y value. So we can try 0.99 times 10. That gives you 9.9, which does not equal 2189. We can get rid of it. Now let's try this one. It becomes 9.9 plus 11.99. That is, or let's just see if the other ones work. Yeah, okay, and now let's try this one. 3.39 times 10 would be 33.9, definitely not equal to 21.89. We can get rid of it. And then 3.39 times 10, which is 33.9, and you're adding something to it, does not equal to 21.89, so we can get rid of it. So our answer will be choice B, but let's just do the calculation just to make sure. So 9.90, 9, 18, 10, 11, it becomes 21.89, which is what the Y value is. And that is our answer, choice B. Next question, 4. The line in the XY plane above represents the relationship between the height h of x in feet and the base diameter x in feet for cylindrical door columns in ancient Greek architecture. How much greater is the height of a door column that has a base diameter of 5 feet than the height of a door column that has a base of 2 feet? So basically what they're asking is to find the difference between the the outputs of the two diameters. So you have the diameter at 5 feet, which would correspond to 35 feet. And then you have the 2 feet diameter right here, which would correspond to the height of 14 feet. So we could subtract the 2 to get 21 feet, which is choice C. And that's how you do 4. Question 5. If x is greater than 0, which of the following is equivalent to the given expression?
So basically just the basic algebra, you take the square root of each term. So what's the square root of 9? And then the square root of x squared. Square root of 9 is 3. And then the square root of x squared is just x. So it becomes 3x. And that is your answer for 5A. These are simple algebraic questions. For 6, what are values of x that satisfy the equation above? So you could do this multiple ways. You can plug in each value to see which ones work, or you can do it the algebraic way, which is basically realizing that this is dots, which is difference of two squares. So if you have a dot equation, you could basically have the x's on like both binomials in each term, and then just do the opposite signs, and then the square root of this number right here, which would be 1, and that's how you simplify this on top. And then you can do x on x minus 1 because that's what it is on the bottom, and then is equal to 2. And then you could do you can simplify the left hand side by dividing the x minus 1s on both sides to get x plus 1 is equal to -2. Subtract the 1 on both sides to get x is equal to -3, and that is your answer. 6, yeah, that is your answer, choice A. So you do 6. 7, the graph of y is equal to f of x is shown in the xy plane. What is the value of f of 0? So f of 0 is basically where x is equal to 0. You have to find the value of what is the value of x when x is 0? 0 is here, so you just go up is equal to 4. And that is your answer, choice D. Very simple questions, just understanding lines and like algebra 1 type of problems. Next question, question 8. In the figure above, point B lies on segment AD. Line AD. What is the value of 3x? And so the first thing I would do is to realize that this is a 90-degree angle, meaning that all the x plus the plus 2x plus 2x will give you 90 degrees. This is the right angle. And so you solve for x, and then you find what is value of 3x. So I would combine the like terms to get 5x is equal to 90 divided by 5 on both sides. X is equal to 18, and then 18 times 3 would be 54. That is your answer for choice 8, for question 8, choice C. Question 9, another algebra 1 problem. This lines related. Which of the following is an equation of line L in the xy plane above? So that you need two things for lines: slope, y-intercept. You can find the slope by doing rise over run, or you can use 2 points. And y-intercept could be where x is 0. Oh, not where x is 0. I mean at the origin, like the number on the y-intercept, the point where line crosses y-intercept. So in this case, the y-intercept would be -4. And then slope would be rise over run. Since it's going downwards, you know it's a negative slope. Since it's negative slope, it would be you go down 1 and then you go down 1 and then right 1. This would be -1 and 1, which would mean that the slope is -1. So we have to find which of the following would give you a slope of -1 and y-intercept of -4. So the first one would be negative y is equal to -x minus 4 divided by -1 on both sides to get y is equal to x minus or x plus 4. Not it. Next one, it would be y is equal to -x plus 4 divided by -1, -1. Y is equal to x minus 4. Still not it because the slope is not -1. Try C. This would be y is equal to -x minus 4, which satisfies the points. We can look at choice D. Yeah, choice D.
x plus y, so you would get y is equal to negative x plus 4. The y-intercepts don't match, so that means you know that it can't be D. Your answer is choice C. So basically, you just had to determine, or like determine what was the slope and what was the y-intercept, and then you just had to match it from the equation that they gave for the choices. Question 10, the graph of y is equal to 2x squared plus 10x plus 12 is shown. If the graph crosses the y-axis at the point 0, k, what is the value of k? So basically what you have to do is you have to know where the 0 is, which is at the origin. And so this is the y-intercept, which is where x is equal to 0. So that means that it's basically in the equation. Our answer would be 12, because you know that the y-intercept is where x is equal to 0, and then they're looking at the point, or they're looking at the y-intercept or the point in the graph, where the point where the graph crosses at the x-axis, which is the y-intercept. So it would be 12. Choice D. 11. Okay. A circle in the xy plane has center 5, 7, and the radius 2. Which of the following is an equation of the circle? So so the first thing I would do is write the equation of a circle. It would be x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equal to r squared. Since the radius is 2, we know it would be 2 squared is equal to x, and then this would be x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared. And so we have to match it with the equations. And so we get, this is 4, we can simplify x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared out, good, out. Oh, it's not actually, this one's not good. This is not equal to 4. Get rid of the 2's, and this one's out, and our answer is choice A, 11. Because if you have to match with the equation, and so if it was -5 and -7, then we would have to plug in the -5, so it'd be x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared is equal to 2 squared. So it would be x plus 5 squared plus y plus 7 squared is equal to 4. That's not the case. So this would be example for 5, -5, -7, and r of 2. Okay, next question. Question 12. So basically, in the figure book, triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. What is the value of cosine E? So you know, in similar triangles, they have a similar ratios. But this could be they could have similar ratios, but at the end of the day, they're looking for the value of cosine of E. You know, SOHCAHTOA. Ka is adjacent over hypotenuse, and since we don't know the values of triangle DEF, you can just use the sides for ABC because they're similar, so it doesn't really matter, because then they would simplify anyways. So since they're similar triangles, so we could do adjacent cosine E. Cosine E is angle E is complementary to cosine angle B. This angle right here. So we have to look at the adjacent and the hypotenuse side. So the adjacent would be the 12, and then the hypotenuse would be 13 right here. And so our answer would be B. So 12 would be B. Yes. Okay. So that's how you do question 12. Question 13. In the xy plane, in the graph of the function f of x is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 4 has 2 intercepts. What is the distance between the 2 intercepts? So the way I would do is I would write the quadratic equation and then factor. I would get x plus 2 numbers, get the product of 4, and then sum of 5. So it'd be 1 and 4, 2 and 2 are the only 2 combinations. This gives you 5, this gives you 4. So these would be the 2 possibilities, the 2 numbers, so 2 factors. So this would be 4 and this would be 1, because then you have to plug those numbers in. And then you set it equal to 0 to get the 2 intercepts. So you get x plus 4 is equal to 0, and then x plus 1 is equal to 0. You subtract 4 on both sides for this side to get x is equal to -4 as 1 intercept. For this side, for the next intercept, you would get -1. And I'm really looking for the distance between the 2 intercepts. So to find the distance, you just basically subtract 2 numbers, correct? So then you would have to do -4 minus, and then minus the -1 to get -3. And then since distance is always positive, you would have to take the absolute value to get 3. So that's how you get choice C, or 3, for question 13. Question 14 now. What are all values of x that satisfy the given equation? So this is also like isolating an algebra 1 related material. For this one, you get 4x is equal to x minus 3. So the first thing I would do would be to square both sides to get rid of the radical to get 4x is equal to x minus 3 squared, which is basically x squared minus 6x plus 9, because this follows the x squared plus x squared minus 2ab plus b squared formula or method. And then you could subtract 4x on both sides to get this into a quadratic formula to get x squared minus 10x plus 9. And then you would have to do 0 is equal to x squared. You would basically have to factor. So you have to find a product of 9 and then sum of 10. So it'd be 1 and 9, 3 and 3 are the two possibilities. You get sum of 10 and then 6. This can't be it. So these are the two numbers. So this would be x minus a number and then x minus a number. 3, 9, and 1. You solve for both sides, for both both intercepts to get 0, and then x is equal to 9. This side is equal to 0. Add 1 on both sides. X is equal to 1. And now we can just plug in this to make sure both work. We can plug in 9 to get 36 is equal to 6, which is correct. And then plug in 4. 4 is equal to 1 minus 3. Negative 2 is equal to 2. This does not work because it's only positive numbers. So it is our only answer would be choice B, choice 2, or number 9. For question 14. Last question. This is the hardest question in the multiple choice section because it increases from difficulty. So in the system of equations above, a is a constant. For which of the following values of a does the system have no solution? So when they ask for no solution type problems, you have to realize that they're looking for parallel lines, because then they will never cross. They would never cross. Okay, so you have negative 3x plus y is equal to 6, x plus 2y is equal to 4. So we can put this in terms of a y is equal to mx plus b form, and then put this into y is equal to ms plus b form, and then solve for like the slopes. So yeah, okay, so let's put this in the form. So you get y is equal to 3x plus 6. We can put this into the same form to get 2y is equal to negative ax plus 4 divided by 2 to get y is equal to negative ax over 2 plus 2. The y intercepts don't matter though. I'm just looking for the slopes. So then this would be negative ax over 2 is equal to 3x. And you get rid of the x's to get a over 2 is equal to 3, because the x's are on both sides. You can divide them out. Multiply by negative 2 on both sides. Get a is equal to negative 6. And that is our answer. Choice A. So now we are done with the multiple choice section of the section 3, and now we're going to the multiple choice. And so now resets in difficulty. So now for question 16, manufacturer shipped units of certain product to 2 locations. The equation above shows the total shipping cost T in dollars for shipping C units to the closer location and shipping F units to the farther location. If the total shipping cost was $47,000 and 3,000 units were shipped to the farther location, how many units were shipped to the closer location? So we know the equation is T is equal to 5C plus 12F. So we know the total is 47,000, and we know the closer location is 5C. We know the farther is 12 times the 3,000 that they sold. Farther location. Then we get 47,000 is equal to 5C plus 3,600. So then we can solve for C by subtracting 36,000 on both sides. And then you get 5C is equal to 11,000. And then we can divide it by 5 on both sides to get C is equal to you can see it 2, 10, and then 10 again. So 2, 0, and then you carry the 2 zeros, and then you get 2,200 as the closer the units for a closer location. So that is our answer, 2,200. Question 17. If A and B are solutions to the equation above, what is the value of the absolute value of A and B? So to solve absolute value type of problem, we have to first realize that this is this is a problem. So we have to have two variations where it's equal to the 2x plus 1 is equal to 5. And then it's also equal to 2x plus 1 is equal to -5. And then because then the two variations to absolute value, two solutions to absolute value problems. So we solve it regularly, subtract 1 on both sides to get x is equal 2x is equal to 4, x is equal to 2, and this could be a. And then you can subtract 1 on both sides to get 2x is equal to -6, and then divide it by 2 to get x is equal to -3, and this could be b. Now we can do 2 minus 3 to get 5, absolute value of 5, which is equal to 5. And that is our answer for question 17. Question 18. Question 18 is Juan purchased an antique that had a value of 200 at the time of purchase. So this is the initial. It's important to write down the initials and all the key terms. At the time of the purchase, each year the value of the antique is estimated to increase 10% over its value the previous year. The estimated value of the antique in dollars 2 years after the purchase can be represented by the expression 200A, where A is a constant. What is the value of A? So from this, we can tell that since it's increased to 10% per year, from the previous year, we know that's an exponential problem, like a growth problem. So that's in the form of A is equal to B raised to the T power, where A is the initial, B is how much it grows, or like the factor, and T is time. So we could, this would, for this problem, it would be 200 times 1.1, because it's 10% increase, so it'd be 100%, plus 10% to give you 110%, which is 1.1. And since it's 2 years, it would be raised to the 2 power. And now, since they're saying that the expression can be expressed by 200A, we know that they simplify this part right here. So this could be 1.1 times 1.1, which gives you 1 times 1 is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, and then carry the two, move the decimal place twice because it's 2 decimal points, 1, 2. I mean, 2 locations, so it'd be 1.21. So it would be, a simplified version would be 200 times 1.21, which is equal to this. So you know A is equal to 1.21. That is our answer for choice 18. For question 18. 19. Based on the system of equations above, what is the value of 5x plus 5y? So a lot of people would not recognize this, but there are times where you could combine the two system of equations to make it into one, and then you get what they're asking for. So they're asking for 5x plus 5y. Yes, you could solve for x separately and y separately and then multiply everything by 5, but you could also add both equations together to get 5x plus 5y gives you 1200 plus 1300 is 2500, which is your answer. That was a very easy trick, but a lot of people usually don't see that. So if there are ways where you could combine it and make the steps less, and you can combine the two and like make it easier for yourself, then you should go for that, because then you save time and then you can double check it later on. So our answer for question 19 is 2500. Last question, 20. If u plus t is 5 and u minus t is 2, what is the value of u minus t times u squared minus t squared? So what they're asking for is type of a problem we have to think outside the box. And you have to like think critically. So they're asking for u minus t, which they gave, right? They give you 2. And then they give you, they're asking, and they give you u plus t, but they didn't give you u squared minus t squared. Well, we can simplify u squared minus t squared because it's dots, right? So we can do dots. And this is like what I said in the other question, where if it's u squared minus t squared and it's dots, then you know it would be u plus t times u minus t, which is all the information that we need. So we have u plus t and you have u minus t. So now we can solve the problem. And they gave us u times u minus t as one of the other other factors to multiply. So we have u minus t, which is 2 times u squared. This could be simplified as u plus t, u minus t, which could be 2 times 5 times 2 again. And now we simplify. 2 times 5 is 10, times 2 is 20. And so that is our answer. So the tip would be to realize that there's a lot of algebra
involved in this specific practice exam. And so like if you understand how to like manipulate and like understand or like identify the expressions or equations that they're looking for, and you can make it easier then or break it down, then it'll be easier for you to solve, and or you'll get a higher score. And so that's how you do this question or any other question that was in this problem or in this practice exam. If you have any other further questions, please reach out to the Embrace Tutoring team. You can also check out the YouTube videos or their TikToks. And if you have any other further questions, please let us know. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and please remember to contact us at info@embracetutoring.com to set up any personalized private tutoring sessions you would like. Stay tuned for future videos, and best of luck with your studies. We definitely encourage you to visit our Instagram as well as TikTok pages if you have any questions along the way. Take care, guys. Best of luck with your studies.